I did kind of want to see this. All right, so this is a short video. I'm just gonna watch this real quick. This says this is a video that talks about PAX Day and Ashes of Creation of the future of MMOs. That's relevant.
Hey, what up, boys? So, after witnessing Ashes of Creation's development over the last 3 years, seeing Baldur's Gate 3 end up in a Game of the Year state, and then watching NCSoft try to scramble around last minute to fix a game that nobody asked for, it's made me realize open development is a very viable and preferable way forward for gaming, at least in my opinion.
It's got the Ashes music in the background.
I'm going to talk about this in relation to Ashes of Creation and
what the fuck is going on in his background? This guy has a fucking green screen that isn't actually being used and stacks of fucking pizza boxes with soda cans everywhere. Oh my god.
and PAX Day. But
bro, peak content creator right there.
before we get into that, our beautiful patrons and coped out the wazoo Twitch subs and I would love for you
Oh my
to
god.
grab yourself a Coca-Cola, because open development obviously
Is that a copium can? Oh my god. It's a fucking copium can.
Coca-Cola, because open development
Coca-Cola
obviously isn't for everyone. And when it comes to a project as huge as an MMO, open development can come across as a double-edged sword. However, the negatives far outweigh the positives in my opinion, and today I'm going to attempt to convince you that I am not completely brain dead. Now, with all that bollocks out of the way, let's begin, shall we?
Open development, I'm fairly certain he means that they do like open betas and access tests, and they're very up forward about like all the entire development process. They allow feedback and stuff like that. I think that's what he means by open development.
It's no secret that corporate-led games over the last 15 years or so have slowly drained the soul out of gaming. Companies are no longer willing to take risks. The games that come out are very safe and uninspired, with the exception of a few, of course. And monetization has become a huge push over an actual well-made game. Pre-orders, microtransactions, optional subscriptions, and cosmetics, to label them all in their entirety. However, since about 10 years ago or so, a new era began to slowly grow within the gaming space: early access games. These were indie developers oozing with passion but lacked the funding to get their game off the ground. And although the idea of charging for an unfinished game back in the early days was frowned upon, it seems that has become the norm for AAA.
I will never, I'm never funding a game that's not finished. There's no shot. I won't do it. I've seen too many scam stories. I just won't do it. As good as you might tell me, the lies that you might spin, everything you might tell me, I'm not buying the game until it's finished. It's just that simple. I'll pre-order it if it's good enough and it's finished, but I'm not spending any money on it until it's finished, because otherwise it's just a scam until proven otherwise.
AAA companies nowadays, as huge, multi-billion-dollar franchises release with so many bugs that you'd think they were inspired by Chronicles of Elyria. But this becoming the norm for AAA has allowed the gaming community as a whole to accept the early access way of development.
Chronicles of Elyria, dude, that's like the meme of the entire MMO space. For those of you that don't know, Chronicles of Elyria was that MMO that was like crowdfunded, and it was like, it showed you this incredible photo of this amazing gameplay and what the game was gonna be, and then you got it and it was like fucking Minecraft, but like way worse. It had Minecraft graphics with none of the intuitive shit that made Minecraft fun. It's just like the worst fucking game in history.
As this method has delivered us some of the most amazing games in history: Terraria, Don't Starve, Subnautica, and the latest game added to the legendary indies, Valheim. Interestingly, you'll notice that all
Valheim's pretty good, right?
of these games are from
I
the
like
survival
Valheim.
genre, but there is a history of
It's pretty good.
non-survival games succeeding as well. surely, right? Which brings us to the present.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as early access became accepted by the masses, many projects appeared on the scenes that didn't have good intentions. Kickstarter was the home for most of these, and we are still yet to have a successful Kickstarter project actually release. Actually, after a little
Wait, really? Wait, is that true?
research, it turns out Pathfinder Kingmaker was kickstarted and
Okay, then yeah, I was gonna say there's no way that that's right.
released in 2018, and I'm sure you'll let me know of some others in the comments. Oh, hey, speaking of Kickstarters that have yet to release, let's talk about Ashes of Creation. Nobody
Dude.
is denying that the last two
Ashes is gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Oh god, bro. Sometimes you need this. You just need a hit of copium. I really do think that Ashes is gonna be a phenomenal game when it comes out. I really do think that Ashes is gonna be a great game when it comes out in 2038.
years of their open development have been fantastic. We've pretty much seen all of the systems in the game now working well, signifying the approach of that highly anticipated Alpha 2. We've also had some fantastic teasers without spoiling anything significant, and the insight to how much work goes into an MMORPG has really taught me to respect what was released in the past. But as of this week, a new game has arrived on the scene that has taken the MMO community by storm, with a different style of development that isn't quite as involved as Ashes of Creation, which means now we can talk about something that actually exists. PAX Day's first alpha test began a few days ago.
PAX Day looks really good. PAX Day, I started looking at this the other night when somebody mentioned to me on stream. I think it was Nikatsu. Said PAX Day looks really good, and I was like, really? And then I saw a couple of Aspen videos, and I was like, oh my god. Wait, that looks
And
so
I'll
good.
admit, I am completely addicted to it for a few important reasons. The general vibe of the test is very polished, the test itself is fairly fleshed out with a plethora of gathering, crafting, and building content, and the playable world space is extremely huge. For context, it takes about 2 hours to actually run from one side of the playable
I think that this is really cool, and I wish it was something BDO had. The ability to like change the world, even if it reshaped itself after so many days. The ability to like mine like this and like take things away from the world would be really cool.
space to the other, and by God, the Unreal Engine 5 graphics definitely make that an enjoyable experience. Now, although
Looks really
PAX Day
good,
is
yeah.
taking a very similar open development route to Ashes of Creation, that would be showing us early iterations of their alpha gameplay, fixing bugs as we report them, and just listening to the players' feedback in general, they're doing it in a much different way to Intrepid. PAX Day first announced itself back in March this year, and pretty much went dark to the general public up until 3 days ago. They did indeed release a couple of vlog-type videos that gave us some nice insight into their studio, a small glimpse at the direction the game is heading, but absolutely nothing like Ashes of Creation's monthly deep dives, and that's okay. Mainframe have kept most of their information strictly to their inner Discord community and getting feedback from their friends and family alpha testers, and that's resulted in the product that we see today. So this much less public method is also a very viable option for success. Now, let me get one thing straight here. I am by no means trying to pit these two games together. I am a huge MMORPG fan and also a survival game enjoyer, and I don't even think
Looks like BDO. Actually, I don't think it looks like BDO very much. I think people had it right. Somebody earlier said Rust. It looks a lot like Rust.
PAX Day is trying to appeal to the same audience as Ashes of Creation anyway. You see, people in my personal community have expressed that they're not really a fan of PAX
Yeah, like a
Day's
Rust and New World.
survival-esque gameplay focus, and I'm sure there are people within the PAX Day community who are not a fan of the MMO
I don't really like the animation that he's using. This seems kind of like limp dick animation that he's using to wipe the
RPG leveling
I don't know,
game.
it just he seems kind of pussy.
Believe it or not,
I want
it's
to see him put his back into it. That's all I'm
okay to
saying.
like different types of games. I'm sure that's a foreign concept to most of you. The thing that really keeps my hopes up for both PAX Day and Ashes of Creation is that both of these developers are in such a unique position, being open
Wait,
and
wow.
transparent about the state
Can I ride that thing? It's the same thing every guy asks when he sees an animal.
of their game and the direction that they want to go with it, whilst allowing the community to
Hey, that's New World. He like seamlessly transitioned into New World. I've always wanted to ride the snail.
To express feedback and then actively make changes. Ashes of Creation displayed this in abundance during Alpha 1.
Wait, this is Ashes? Oh, never mind. Okay, you're right. You're right.
And over the last...
I forgot. Yeah, because New World got the wolf, New World got a lion, and New World got a horse. Horse, wolf, and lion. It does not have the snail. Yeah, that is Ashes.
2 years, but now it's time for Mainframe to show us that they're listening. And much like with Ashes of Creation's Alpha 1, the Mainframe devs have released 2 major patches already that's fixed some glaring bugs. And don't even get me started on the upcoming
oh my God,
combat
that guy's
overhaul.
goatee
I
is
cannot wait
huge.
to see the future of this game. Now, to conclude, I just want to talk about the timescale because I think it's important to look at the future of these 2 games and reflect upon both of their development.
I'll be honest with you, Ashes looks beautiful. There's a lot of really cool like systems in the game that I'm really gonna like. Maybe it's an unpopular opinion. I think the combat looks like fucking ass. For a game that's been in development this long, that is trying to compete with other MMOs, I think that the combat and the animations, the animations too, they just don't look that good. I don't know.
PAX Day started development in 2019, likely spending the majority of that time concepting their ideas, recruiting devs for their team, and planning out the in-depth crafting mechanics that we see in game today. However, as PAX Day announced after Unreal Engine 5 released, I suspect the majority of this game's development cycle...
I'm not expecting it to be BDO. Okay, to be clear, it can be tab target and stuff, but I want to be able to move while I'm casting. I want there to be cool animations. I want it needs to be more engaging than what I've seen. It just doesn't look good. It looks like I'm just hitting 1, 2, 3, 4 like it's World of Warcraft. And I just don't think that is a good recipe for success. It has better systems than World of Warcraft does, but worse combat. Or somehow the same combat.
Has been made within Unreal Engine 5. The use of Nanite and Lumen in this game has really, truly blown me away, and you can tell that the game has been built from the ground up to utilize that. However, Ashes of Creation is in a bit of a rough spot. Due to the sheer scope of the game, it's already been nearly 7 years, and we still don't even have an announcement date for their second public alpha test. They teased that they will announce which quarter it will be in during this month's stream, but that still doesn't change the fact that we don't have an actual...
I will say that they've been very transparent about where they are with the game, but this shit is taking so long. The problem is, by the time they actually release this, it's going to be outdated. That's what I'm concerned about. Yeah, the game looks beautiful now, but in 4 years when it actually releases, I don't know, I feel like we're going to have the Riot MMO and then, they're fucked.
Date. But personally, I think the time that it's taken Ashes of Creation so far is absolutely well on pace with what we
Okay, that's really fucking cool. That looks really cool.
Expect from a full-scope MMORPG. It takes just a moment to analyze the difference in scope for these 2 projects. Ashes is featuring a...
Yeah, look at these animations. Look at this, dude.
64 class system,
this is some,
a fully customizable
This is some low-ball pussy shit, man.
System, an innovative node system.
Look at the health bar and stuff, dude. I don't know.
Mechanics, a huge
everything else looks great. The cape mechanics look good.
Squared world with
it's
oceans
a little much.
And boats and caravan, and the game scope is absolutely
it's beautiful,
massive.
right? Yeah, everything else is beautiful, but
pales.
You get to the combat and you're like, what the fuck?
That, my friends, is exactly my point. These 2 games, they're not trying to compete with each other. They exist with...
I love how he's got this side by side as if this is actual in-game footage. Get the fuck out of here. This is some fucking trailer footage shit. This is some this isn't even in-game footage shit. Get the fuck out of here right now.
In entirely different genres, and...
I love it. It says MMORPG survival MMO. Get the fuck out.
Only share one particular aspect, the massively multiplayer part. So, I hope everyone shares my sentiment when I say I'm genuinely looking forward to the future of both of these games. I
am
will
too.
Pick up
I'm gonna play
PAX
both.
Day on this channel, keep you all updated like I do with Ashes of Creation, and play their tests whenever they drop because I want both of these games to succeed. I have a plethora of ideas and feedback for Mainframe.
Absolutely, I'm gonna play both too.
Just like I do for Ashes of
I don't think I'm gonna like PAX Day very much, but I think it looks like a better Rust.
Creation, so I hope you guys will join me as we embark on a parallel journey to watch PAX Day become a survival MMO that absolutely takes their whole genre by storm. But as usual, I am just one nerd, desperate for a good MMO, and I really
Aren't we all?
appreciate everyone for sticking around on the channel for so long. It feels good to finally have some content that isn't thin air for once. I've had a blast playing the alpha so far, just like I did with Ash's Alpha 1, and I'm probably going to continue playing it and release videos until the test ends on the 26th. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video and want to support the channel, you guys know what to do.
Absolutely. Here's the video right here. As is tradition, go give the video a like, comment, subscribe, interact with the video. I like to always leave comments. I know how important it is for the algorithm to leave likes and comments and stuff, so I like to do that. I like the video. I would agree with him. I actually kind of like the open development so you can see what's happening. The problem is something like Ashes of Creation. They're so concerned with disappointing people. I feel like the game's just never going to release. I will say that I like that they're not going to release an unfinished game. That is good. That is good. But I do not like that it's taken 7 years so far. Pay no attention to my background. I hate it. It's awful. It's taken 7 years to get to this fucking point, bro. And they're still not done. I think it'll be another 2 years before Ashes even comes out.